Magsasayo na po ang Mrs. Token. Before you speak,
Okay, para po sa ating gagawing discussion is mag-start po muna tayo sa icebreaker. Sa icebreaker po namin is bibigyan po namin kayo ng isang board. Then, ito pong nasa envelope is mga letters. Bawat isang tao po or isang member sa group ninyo is kumuha ng isang letter then i-spell po dito ng sunod-sunod. Depende po kung anong word yung mabubuo ninyo.
Tapos after nyo po mag-construct yung word na mabubuo nyo dun sa jumbled letters, need nyo mag-construct ng at least 2 questions. Then after the discussion, dapat nasagot nyo yung questions. Para lang malaman namin if ever namin na nakinig ba talaga kayo.
Ang grouping po is Miss Kini dito ko po sa kabila, then Miss Jassel dito na po sa kabila. Mag-i-start na po tayo sa nag-iisa pong letter bawat member. Pwede na pong buksan at umpisahan na mag-spell.
Spell the word lang. Nasaan is this? Spell tayo.
40 minutes lang po ang ating icebreaker. Ang mananalo po ay Wala kang kulang, wala kang kulang. Walang module, daya mo.
Scale assessment. What is likely-based assessment and how it connected to the scale logarithmic assessment?
Then later on, tayo mo yung sasagot.
Ang unang tanong po namin ay, nasan po ang S? Scale assessment.
Ang tanong po namin, in what situation? Settle down po. From the activity that we did earlier, yun nga po, meron po kayo nakuha mga iba't-ibang words. Then later on, di-discuss po namin yung mga words. First is, our topic for today is all about large-scale student assessment. For our learning outcomes, expound on the requirements of the large-scale student assessment for its use to improve student performance and describe the nature, purpose, and use of large-scale student assessment. But we will discuss po is the nature of the large-scale assessment. For the overview, sinasabi po na ang large-scale assessment is ginagamit na po siya noong other year pa po na ito po yung ginagamit to seek the ways and means to improve the student achievement through assessment. So, kapag sinabi po natin large-scale assessment from the word large-scale, ito po ay yung pangkalahatang pag-assessment. And one of the example po nito na madalas po natin ginagawa yun, kagaya po sa tuwing examination. And yung pa po mas malawak is yung the National Achievement Test or the NAT. Ito nga po yung sinasabi na ginawa po yung large-scale assessment ng mga education managers and administrators to push schools and teachers to double their efforts in raising the quality of instruction. So dito po sa large-scale assessment is hindi lang po yung ina-assess yung knowledge ng isang student, kundi ito po ay pagpapaayos rin po yung quality of education and quality of instruction na namimit po ng bawat teachers and administrators yung standard na kinakailangan. And ito po yung nature of large-scale assessment or the LSA. Generally administering tests to huge numbers of examinees at the same time. Gaya nga po sabi ko kanina, it is a large scale. So, ang main focus po nito ay to administer the test sa mas malawak ang student or examinee na nag-take ng exam at the same time. And after po, yung data po na yun na nakuha ay pinaprocess, ina-analyze, and nire-report po sa organizational infrastructure para po ma-analyze or malaman nila kung ano po ba yung mga strengths and weaknesses na kinakailangan pang gawin and mas ma-improve po yung instruction. And the large-scale assessment nga po is a program designed to improve the student performance. So, the main objective or main goal po ng large-scale assessment is ma-improve po yung student performance and it requires po the standardized test to school. So, yung large-scale assessment po, gaya nga po na example kanina is yung National Achievement Test or yung NAT. So, dito nga po is ina-analyze or nilalaman or sinasalay kung yun po bang mga natutunan ng bata is na i-gain po ba nila and yung po bang quality na education na isang school is namimit ng standard. Ito nga po yung history nga po nung sa large-scale assessment na ginagamit po siya to initiate kaya the need to raise for a quality of education. Specifically in improving po the student achievement in government-controlled public schools. Mostly po yung mga natis kalimitan ginagawa sa mga public schools na mga malalawang or malalaking sample. And currently, LSA is now being utilized by educational system as means to assess and monitor growth of students in all schools. So yun nga po, gaya ng sabi kanina, yung LSA is one of the best example nito is yung National Achievement Test. And bukod po sa pag-improve ng quality education, quality instruction, ito po ay mas pinaiting or mas in-enhance to assess and monitor the growth of all students in across different areas or different public schools. And bukod po sa large-scale assessment, ito din daw po ay tinatawag na system-wide assessment, standardized testing and certification testing, and large-scale annual assessment. So bukod po sa large-scale assessment, ito po yung other term na madalas din ginagamit doon. And ang system-wide assessment yun po. Kaya nga kung sabi kanina, ang large scale po is yung pang malawak or pangkalahatan. So it means ito pong apat na term na to is almost the same lang din. Pero yung dito sa system-wide, standardized testing and large-scale annual testing, ang best example po dito ay yung National Achievement Test or yung NAT. Kasi mostly ito po is annual ginagawa or yearly and standardized testing. So meron silang pinagbabasehan na grades, no, kailangan ma-meet ng bata or the standards and the system-wide assessment. Ito nga po yung pang malawakang pag-take ng assessment. And in terms naman po sa certification testing, ang best example naman po dito is yung mga licensure examination or the professional licensure board exams na inibigay ng PRC. And most example po dito is yung mga licensure exam ng teachers, ng nursing, engineers, and so on. Naintindihan po ba? Ano nga po ulit yung parang pinakang point ng large scale assessment? Yes, Miss Stockman. Ano po yung pinaka-point out ng large scale assessment?
Ang large scale assessment, kagaya siya na known as na sabay-sabay lang tinitig or pang-marathon.
Thank you so much. Yung pong apat na other terms niya is ano po yung parang pinagkaiba nila or yung pinagkaiba nung tatlo doon sa dalawa. Ano pinagkaiba nung tatlo doon sa isa?
Ito sa certification.
Based from the example po I give earlier. Diba ito pong large scale assessment is ito po yung other term na ginagamit niya. Ito pong tatlo is almost the same po yung parang pinaka-pinopoint niya. Ito pong certification testing, ano naman po yung pinaka-main goal. Certification testing or ano pong example best? Yes, Mr. Alvarez.
Yung large scale annual assessment, system-wide assessment, standardized testing is pare-pare silang annual or yearly ginaganap. So example niyan is yung NAT, kung saan ginagawa during high school. By certification testing is nagbibigay siya ng certificates, mostly ginagawa ito kapag sa licensure examination at sa CBA.
Okay, thank you so much for that is correct. Now let's move on to the LSA and CBA.
Now, since na-discuss na naman ni Miss Grace yung LSA, sinasabi na ang LSA, yung concept behind the LSA are closely related to CBA or the classroom-based assessment. So now let's talk about the classroom-based assessment. Bakit nga ba nasabing closely related ang concept ng LSA sa classroom-based assessment? So when we talk about classroom-based assessment, it is conducted within the classroom wherein there is a teacher and a student na kung saan i-assess ng teacher yung knowledge and skills and performance ng students. Kaya sinabi na related ang LSA sa CBA kasi pareho naman silang nag-a-assess ng knowledge and skills ng mga students. Wherein sa LSA is malawakan, pwede siyang yung mga students is galing sa iba't ibang university or colleges. Well, sa classroom-based assessment is within the classroom lang. Gets ba?
Yes.
So, sinasabi dito na LSA and CBA can be both decided used for reference assessment and criterion reference assessment. Quick recall lang, can you differentiate the norm reference and the criterion reference? This slide, can you please listen?
Yung norm is yung parang yung
compare, yung parang sa mga kailangan yung report o kaparan, sa criteria is parang may criteria or pag-revisan pa. So, can you give example sa LSA kung saan ginagamit yung norm reference? Yes, Miss Sheila. So, for examples, ginagamit yung norm reference sa LSA. Halimbawa is, nag-take nga ng, for example, sa LET or licensure exam, madaming nag-take ng students sa different colleges and halimbawa sa SLSU, 100 students ang nag-take ng LET for teachers and ang nakapasa is 90, which is magkakaroon ng 90% ng SLSU sa passing rate. Wherein, pwede ma-compare yung SLSU sa ibang schools kasi mataas yung passing rate ng SLSU pagdating sa licensure exams ng teachers. So, doon pa lang, nagagamit na yung norm reference sa LSA. While sa CPA naman, merong norm reference is, parang nag-ranking din when halimbawa, nag-conduct ng examination at meron mas mataas na, may student na nakakuha ng mas mataas na score compared sa ibang students. Gets? Gets ko din sa number. Now, sa criterion reference, wherein nagkakaroon na ng standards, kung nagkakaroon na ng standard para masabing, nagkakaroon ng standard sa paggamit ng LSA and CBA, wherein, halimbawa, para masabing pasado yung isang student, dapat makakuha siya ng 75% or 80% na score. So one of the purpose of CBA is ranking and compare students in class. Since sabi ko nga kanina, nagkakaroon ng comparison kahit sa inside ng classroom, wherein kapag nag-take ng exam, mayroong mas mataas at mayroong mas mababang score na nakukuha ang estudyante. On the basis of their test scores, students' overall standing in class is known and reported as part of their grades. Where dito, pwedeng maging basis yung score para malaman if para malaman yung standing or yung overall standing ng estudyante. Halimbawa, tawag dito, merong, if ever na ang estudyante is nakakuha ng mataas na score, possible na mataas din yung maging grades or possible na makasama siya sa ranking ng honors. While kapag mababa naman, syempre, hindi rin ganun kataas yung makukuha ang grades. And LSA likewise uses this non-reference approach in ranking schools within administrative districts, divisions, or regions in the country using some statistics. So, as I said earlier, nagagamit yung non-reference sa LSA by comparing schools ng pagdating sa mga passing grade. So, both CBA and LSA are similarly interested in knowing that to what extent students have mastered the expected body of knowledge competencies being assessed. This criterion reference approach informs the instructional decision of teachers and students. So, dito, sinasabi lang na ang LSA and CBA is parehong nag-a-assess ng knowledge and skills ng student pagdating assess ng knowledge and skills ng students. And sa criterion reference, wherein nagkakaroon na ng standards, hindi lang basta magko-compare or mag-rank, we need to set standard na pagdating sa criterion reference.
Content of LSA and CBA tools are both aligned to the curriculum with specific learning outcomes, with assessment of learning as a primary purpose of student assessment. The main source of test content or intended learning outcomes within the context of subject matter areas in the prescribed curriculum of the schools. So dito daw po, ang nakapaloob daw po sa test or assessment ng LSA and CBA is ay nakapaloob po sa learning outcomes or yung learning objectives. And then, ang main source daw po ng content, yung sabi nga daw po, intended learning outcomes. And then, usually, yun po ay nakikita before mag-start yung isang lesson. Sa atin po, yung learning outcomes natin, yung ating learning objectives sa classroom setup. Tapos, sabi rin po dito na kailangan po ay nakapaloob din po sa prescribed curriculum yung learning outcomes ng LSA and yung CBA. So, LSA intends to gather information across target schools of regions in the country. Its main concern is to monitor the status of student achievement in specific areas such as reading, writing, and mathematics. Similarly, CBA aims to do the same, but only within a class using the intended learning outcomes for an instructional period. So, when it comes po sa LSA, yun nga po sinasabi na yung National Achievement Test. Since ang lumalabas po na nakapaloob dun sa exam is yung reading, writing, and may mathematics, dun po na monitor or kailangan ma-monitor yung student achievement or yung student progress kung may improvement ba or may pagbabago ba dun sa learning or sa prior knowledge ng isang bata. Same sila with CBA, pero ang pinaibahan lang po nila ay yung CBA po ay kung ano lang po yung nakapaloob dun sa topic or dun sa learning objectives, ay yun lang po yung lumalabas assessment. Pero in terms po ng LSA is generalized po, basta ang nakapaloob po ay about po sa reading, writing, and mathematics. Gets po ba? May tanong po.
Yun naman po, involvement of teachers in the preparation of the assessment tools. Although LCA involves a greater number of teachers in the development process, both levels of assessment rely heavily on experienced teacher and selecting the instructional outcome to be tested. The teachers more than any other stakeholders need to agree on the pertinent learning outcomes to be assessed. Sinasabi po dito na malaking bahagi ang isang teacher sa pag-prepare ng isang assessment or exam ng isang bata. Kasi sila po yung nakaka-experience o nakakapagturo na alam po nila yung learning outcomes and topic ng mga estudyante. Dahil po ay syempre, example po ay sa home economics. Sa home economics po is magkakaroon po ng pagpupulong ang pag-formal na meeting ang isang teacher dahil dapat magkasundo-sundo sila kung ano yung ilalagay doon, kung ituro ba ng teacher or hindi. Tapos dito naman po sa CBA, a classroom teacher may seek collegial advice of their peers in determining content of a summative test that may be administered to one class or two classes of the same grade level in the school. Dito naman po sinasabi is, pwede daw po ang teacher na magkaroon ng lumapit sa isang teacher para humingi ng opinion kung ano ba yung isasama sa exam.
Ms. Romano.
Selected response format like multiple choice and binary choice items are commonly used. These two test types lend themselves efficiently to objective scoring, reviewing and revising of times through item analysis. Population use of machine scoring for multiple choice items facilitate fast interpretation and release of results.
So, yung selected response format naman po is it is a type of exam na multiple choice and binary choice. Familiar naman po siguro kayo sa multiple choice, diba? Ito yung may choices na A, B, C, D. Then sa binary choice naman po, it is the true or false or yes or no. So, these two test types lend themselves sufficiently to objective scoring, reviewing, and revising items. So, sabi po dyan is, they are also allowed as developers to review item easily, revise items based statistical analysis, and score large numbers of test papers fast. And sinabi rin po dito na
by using the machines or computers, mas mapapabilis po na ma-checkan yung mga exams. Miss Stopper, kayo please.
Many countries employ independent testing centers or agencies to carry out the task of administration, scoring, and interpretation of LSA paraphernalia. The hub computer facilities to handle complex statistical analysis for language database collection. This is not concerned as
Dito naman po is mas marami ng countries yung gumagamit ng large-scale agencies. And isa na rin po sa best example ng large-scale is yung example po ni Ms. Kian yun na National Achievement Test or Licensure Examination or Entrance Exam. Then, nabanggit din po dito na this is not a concern of CBA kasi nga po, yung CBA is classroom-based assessment lang. Kumbaga yun po yung ginagawa natin dito kapag mag-check po tayo ng meron lang po is the teacher and tayong mga students. Na hindi na po magkakaiba ng large scale and classroom based. Miss Altomar, ano po yung pagkakain dun sa pagkakaiba ng large scale and classroom based?
Ano sa large scale assessment, sinasabi niya nga na pang malawakan or annual na daw siyang ginagawa kasi connected daw siya sa standardized testing kahit sinasabi niyang system-wide assessment. Ibig sabihin na kahit hanggang sa classroom-based assessment is kaya sabi na earlier na within the teacher and the student, ibig sabihin within classroom lang siya compared to LSA na malawak.
For that is the assessment is more focused on cognitive instructional outcome. Ba't kaya natin sinabing ang assessment is more focused siya sa cognitive instructional outcome? Sa tingin niyo bakit? In terms of assessment po, sa assessment po is ito po yung test na ang i-examine po natin is kung ano yung natutunan or ano yung knowledge natin as a learner. Kaya sinasabi po dito na yung LSA and CBA is hindi po, kumbaga hindi po nagiging extension or hindi kinakailangan pero kailangan po sa isang assessment is may knowledge yung bata. Or kailangan na mamimit yung mga standard and also yung cognitive thinking nila is kailangan ma-test. Then, ginagawin po yung selected response and construct response type para po malaman kung ano po yung nilalaman or kung ano yung knowledge na dapat ma-attain ng isang bata. Performance-based format which can be utilized to assess non-cognitive behaviors. In terms of performance-based naman po is, in terms of, dun nga po sa performance is, hindi po natin minimeasure na full na knowledge lang po ang kailangan natin. Sa pagluluto, hindi po natin sinasabing fully po kailangan natin ng knowledge. Kailangan po natin is marunong tayo magluto or kaya natin mag-explore ng iba't ibang ingredients. Kaya po sinabi na yung performance is hindi po siya total nakapokus sa cognitive ng tower sa thinking. Tapos doon po sa assessment is yun po yung knowledge base ang kailangan. And dito po is Bill Ayers, 1993 educational theories was quoted saying, standardized tests can measure initiative, creativity, imagination, conceptual thinking, curiosity, effort, irony, and many more. Yun po. Paano po kaya nasabi ni Bill Ayers na ang standardized test is hindi po na-measure? Bakit po kaya? Bakit po kaya hindi na-measure ang standardized test para malaman po yung lahat? May idea po? Okay. Dito po sinasabi po na sa test naman po natin is hindi po lahat ay kasama sa test. Sa test po is kung ano yung tinuro or kung ano yung kailangang ituro siguro is yun ang matututunan natin. Hindi po natin matututunan na magkaroon ng imagination kung wala po tayo nagiging experience. Ang mangyayari lang po dyan, pag standardized test is kung ano yung natutunan lang mismo, hindi yung kung ano na-experience mo. Kaya po sinasabi na hindi po na-measure. In terms of imagination po, conceptual thinking and curiosity, na-measure po ba natin pag may alam tayo? Hindi po, di ba? Kaya po yung sinasabi, hindi po natin ma-measure. Then sabi po ni Miss Dab ni last meeting na hindi po hindi tayo yung grades is hindi nagde-define sa atin kung ano tayo, which is yun po yung sinasabi ng standardized test. Okay. And dito naman po, summarize ko lang po, bakit po kaya sinabi na in different countries measuring mostly competencies in language, reading, science, and mathematics? Bakit po kaya hindi ESP ang ating i-measure na competency? Bakit po competency lang na language, reading, science, and mathematics yung pinimeasure? Bakit po hindi natin i-measure ang ESP? Isa lang po, isa lang po. Okay, sige, isa to pa.
Wala pa ang bata.
Kasi ang ESP is about the behavior ng isang bata. Kuwari sa ESP, doon din sinasagot kung ano ba yung kuwari sa ESP, yung kabutihan mo loob, pag tayo sa masasagot, ano ba yung ginawa mo? While the language, reading, science, and mathematics is academic yan, which is nakapokus siya. Kung ano ba yung academically sa science, mathematics, yung parang connected, kung ano ba po, mathematics formula. Sa ESP, kung makikita ba tayo ng formula, wala. Kasi ESP is based on the behavior of the student.
Yes po, thank you po. Ganun po yung explanation, kaya po hindi po minimeasure ang ESP sa mga competencies na to. Dahil sa mga subject po na to, tulad nga po nasabi, is academic and matututunan natin to sa school and also sa mga teachers natin. Pero sa ESP po, kahit wala tayo sa school, is natututo tayo. And based sa experience natin, paano tayo magre-response is paano gagawin. At ayun po, sinabi din po dito na yung magiging learning outcome natin is matututo tayo kung paano mag-isip, mag-problem solving, and also magkaroon ng creative thinking pa para mas maging pa yung knowledge natin ang kinakailangan as a learner, and also mga future educator is kailangan alam natin kung ano yung ituturo and kung ano yung kailangan maatin ng isang student. Yun lang.
May tanong po ba? Question clarification. Ay, tanong po. Okay, yung naging activity po natin kanina, yung binuo niyo po dalawang tanong is kayo po magsasagot. So, yung tanong niyo po is ibigay niyo po sa kanila, then yung tanong niyo is ibigay niyo sa kanila, then ibigay niyo sa kanila. Okay, magtanong po kayo na isa sa kanila. Yung tanong niyo kanina.
Kung sino daw yung tanong, sila na din yung magpalitan ng sagot.
Para hindi tayo mahirapan.
Kasi anong oras na eh, para talaga po na yung ano yun na?
Sige po, party na po.
Question daw, question.
Ulitin mo yung question. Ayun, question ko is, what is classroom-based assessment?
Isip lang. Nasa ng S.
CBA classroom-based assessment. It is conducted within the inside the classroom.
Yes.
Tanong nyo, kasi
Yung isang question namin is what is large scale assessment?
Sino po sasagot po sa large Maganda daw po.
Sagot mo kayo sa
Bilis na.
Parang na.
examination like na.
So, ibig sabihin mo na sa hindi ka makikita.
Ay, meron na pala eh. So, para kayo mga natutunan naman na yan, ready na po. Ready na po kayo for thesis.
Wait lang po.
Marcus po is multiple choice, consists of 15 items, and makitago po ng mga notes.
Wala din. Wala yun. Situational yan. Oo,
May pa rin po.
Ayun, ganun sana pag magpapaquiz. Print lang.
Okay, pakitago na po ng notes.
Tapos ang
Pala, no?
Wala malam.
Oh,
Nagalis ba yung 1 part ko?
Okay na yung video.
Oo, tabi